Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today is Wednesday, July 8th. My name is Ryan, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about the second stimulus check today. But first, if you're new here and you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And also smash that like button when you have a moment. And also, if you have any questions for me or comments or your thoughts about the second stimulus check and what's been going on, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. So yesterday, Senator Mitch McConnell has made some comments about the second stimulus check being limited to people making under $40,000 a year. He says that the people in that income range have been more impacted than any other income group. So he's saying that the Republicans want to make a more targeted stimulus check for the second round. Okay, that's why they're talking about eligibility requirements for people under $40,000. Because it'll be a more targeted approach. And that will also fall in line with what he's talking about in terms of having a less expensive stimulus package. Mitch has recommended to the president that the second stimulus package, the whole package, not just the checks, should be falling under $1 trillion. And, as you know, the HEROES Act passed by the House is a $3 trillion package. So there's a lot of difference right there, okay? So that's going to be challenging for the House and the Senate to agree upon if Mitch is saying the second package should only fall under $1 trillion. So why the $40,000 figure? So it's not a random figure. It's actually true that the people making under $40,000 were disproportionately affected by the pandemic. Okay, so about 40% of Americans making under $40,000 lost their jobs back in March. And that's a lot of people. That's a large percentage of that income range. So that's why the Republicans want to target that group of people. Now, talking about the stimulus package size, as I just mentioned, Mitch McConnell wants to keep it under $1 trillion. I don't know if that's going to be possible because, as you know, the Democrats, they passed the HEROES Act, $3 trillion. And the Democrats want to give a more broad stimulus package. Like they want to help the states and they want to help with testing and all that stuff. And with all those things that they want to do, it's going to be very, very difficult to fit that into a bill that's less than $1 trillion that also includes, stimulus checks. And so I don't know what they're going to do here. Like, obviously you guys need the money like soon. And if they're going to keep fighting over this, it's just going to cost more time. So I'm thinking the stimulus package will be between $1 and $2 trillion, and I hope it's not going to be less than $1 trillion because there's a lot of assistance that needs to be had right now, and then over $3 trillion, that's the other extreme here. So hopefully they can come to an agreement between $1 and $2 trillion for the stimulus package, and hopefully they can agree on who gets the stimulus checks and who will be eligible. So the first round of stimulus checks were sent to about 150 million Americans, and that totaled about $267 billion, okay? So one economist has broken this down for the second stimulus check. If they limit it to people making under $40,000 a year, then that's gonna be roughly about 80 million Americans. So about half of the first stimulus check, all right? And so that probably means, if they're going to use the same amounts, the $1,200 amounts, that means that it's going to cost them about half the money, okay? So that's what that looks like. I know like much more people than just folks making under $40,000 need this money. So I hope there's some pushback there on the $40,000 income limit, because I know like a lot of you guys, you make $40,000 or more and still struggling, or at least you made $40,000 or more in 2019, and that's what they're going to use to base their eligibility. You're still struggling. So I think that they should be more wide-reaching rather than being more targeted in this case, because we're talking about individuals here, like individual people. We're not talking about like public companies. We're not talking about like larger businesses. We're just talking about individual people that need some help, some assistance. So I hope they budge on the $40,000 income limit. One thing that could increase eligibility if they keep the $40,000 income limit is if they include like a phase out portion. Now, if you remember, in the first stimulus check, there was an income limit of $75,000. You get the full $1,200 check if you made under $75,000, but then it starts to phase out up to $99,000. So if you made between $75,000 and $99,000, you would get a partial stimulus check, okay? And so if they do something like that with this stimulus check, then there would be more people eligible. You know, you would get like a reduced amount before there's nothing. So hopefully that's the case here. And also if you're married, it seems like, you know, they would combine both of your eligible incomes. So if you're married, your eligibility limit would be $80,000 rather than $40,000. So that could help people if, you know, if you have one spouse that's working and they're making less than $80,000 and the other spouse is just staying at home, watching kids and stuff, that would increase eligibility as well. So that's it for the second stimulus check. I'm going to talk briefly about the prioritized Paycheck Protection Program, which all I got for that is that there still hasn't been much movement on that. There's been a proposal that was released a week or two ago, you know, in the House and in the Senate. Both have their own little versions of it, but there has not been much movement since they've extended the Paycheck Protection Program deadline. So since they extended it, go apply for yours now. But that's supposed to buy them some time to figure out what they're going to do in that regard. So Paycheck Protection Program, it was a decent program. I mean, it started off, I think, not that great, and then they changed the rules a little bit in June, and that was good. But it's a short-term program. You know, it's supposed to last you 8 weeks, maybe 24 weeks, but it's short-term. So businesses starting like now, or as of a week ago, have clearly started to exhaust their Paycheck Protection Program. And as cases continue to rise, they're gonna need more assistance, because as cases start to rise, it's likely more people are not gonna be willing to go and do things like eat at restaurants, go to bars. A lot of places, bars are gonna be shut down. You know, it could very well be another shutdown, okay? I know the government is really trying not to do that. So if they're trying not to do that, I still think people are going to be more hesitant to go and do things. That's why businesses will still be hit, and businesses need another Paycheck Protection Program type of funding or something, you know, something to cover payroll, something to cover rent, that kind of thing. I know there's the EIDL, but that one you have to pay back. So any type of forgivable loan or grants or whatever that the government can provide to businesses, that would be helpful. So hopefully we see more movement on the prioritized Paycheck Protection Program as well in the next coming weeks. But if there is movement, I'll obviously keep you guys updated on that. All right, that's all I got for today. Thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And again, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and also smash that like button. I would really appreciate that as well. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care for now.